I wanted to know, has sports played any part in your success behind the camera? Are there any transferable skills?
Sport played the biggest part in all my success.
Really?
As a man.
Talk to me. Oh, okay, you said as a man,
No,
period.
a man, career, everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Talk to me to explain why, please.
If I didn't play sports, if I didn't play organized sports, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be the man I am today. So organized sports taught me most things that I need to know about life. It taught me about hard work, preparation, all the little things add up, teamwork, sacrifice, everything. Like, it has all these transferable skills that you can take to any industry of getting to your goals. So if you want to get to the league, you don't just wish to go to the league. You have to put in your work. You have to do your ball handling drills, do your shooting drills, eat right, go to the gym. You have to do 10, 15 years of sacrifice before you get to that end point. So you can transfer that to any industry. Taking direction, being coachable, having a boss, having teammates, being a leader. Like, organized sports teaches you everything you need to know about life. That's what you need to know. I've learned more from organized sports than I ever did from any of my degrees. I've never used any of my degrees ever. They're great for conversation and interviews, apparently. I don't even know where my degrees are. I should find them one day. Yeah, well, organized sports is my degree, because that makes a man out of you. You know, especially if it toughens you up. And then I played at a high level, Division 1 and then Division 2, where you have to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like, you haven't got your parents there holding your hand. You know what I mean? 4 a.m., 5 a.m. running in the heat, in North Carolina heat. You know, North Carolina heat is different. It's like slavery heat. I mean,
Is worse than Texas? The humid?
I don't know, it's tough, man. Those summers are tough, bro. 99 degrees, humid. I've seen people faint, ambulance coming for them and shit. You know, so, and the coach is chewing you out.
Wow.
Cussing your head off, grabbing you up, boom, boom, and you have to eat that. It's like, you know, but it makes a man out of you, though, if you can get through it. Now, career-wise, I would say all those things I mentioned helps out career-wise, but my biggest, life is interesting. My biggest shortcomings in basketball turned to be my biggest lessons for the rest of my career. So me failing in basketball, me not doing well in America, in college, in high school, me not doing well was great for me.
Are you prepared to elaborate on that?
Yeah. So I put a lot of undue pressure on myself playing ball, and I didn't play freely when I was in America like I played in England. Okay. I'm thinking about my scholarship. I'm thinking about my teammates, and let me not upset the system, and let me not upset my coach, and I don't want to get chewed out. I don't want to make my teammates run. You practice things and not implement it in games, or implement it in a team practice, and I was worried. I was always worried about what everyone else thought. I was worried about what my teammates thought, my coach thought, my thing thought, and I was worried about, and I was placed in a system where I didn't thrive, but I was too meek, docile, whatever you want to call it, to step outside that box and take that shot. I was too, whatever you want to call it, worried, meek, docile, to go to the coach's office. He was the coach. Oh my God. He had my scholarship and my life in his hands. It felt like my academia and the rest of my life was in a man's hand. So let me just play nice and not disrupt the system. Let me not offend anyone. Let me not talk out of turn. This is an old man that has been doing this for how many years? What do I know, almost, you know? Yep. I didn't have the fortitude or the whatever to go to the office and be like, hey coach, by the way, I know I'm tall, but I'm really not a 4 for real. Like, I'm a 2'3", but I'm not a 4'5". But I've been putting a 4'5" because that's what you told me to do, and I'm gonna shut up.
You play a role,
but I'm gonna shut up because I'm on full scholarship. Let me not. And I had all these mental blocks, and I didn't attack it. And the day I graduated from my first degree, my coach was there, and he shook my hand. He's like, "Congratulations, son." And in that moment of that handshake, something weird happened. I'm like, it was like 4 years, I was like, phew, like some Men in Black Space Jam, something happened where just like some transfer happened. It's like, phew. And then that happened, he shook my hand, he's like, "What? Congratulations, son." And I'm like, not in a bad way, but in my head I thought, "You're just a man." And in that moment, I just thought, "You're just a man."
And it took you to the last day.
Bro, the day I graduated.
The day you graduated. It took you to the last day. Okay.
In 4 years, he was this figure.
Yeah.
Oh shit, swear down. I mean, I'm coming from England. Let me not ruin my opportunities and let me not make my teammates mad at me. And I shook my hand and I'm like, "He's just a man." In my head, like, "You're just a man." I'm like, for the last 4 years, I didn't attack it because I was worried about what a man thought. A man. You piss like me, you bleed like me, you're born like me, you're gonna die like me. And I thought, I'm a loser, man. I'm a loser. 4 years I wasted of not attacking, and I had the opportunity to attack, and the end result was
A handshake.
the end result was, I'm not gonna die anyway. And in that moment, I said, never again. I said, never again. I said, never again, man. It was a nice feeling. That knowing that I pissed away 4 years of my life because of other people's opinions or thoughts. And like I told you before, off camera, the best players are.
I was thinking exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you land.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you land. I'm gonna let you say it. I'm gonna let you say it.
The best players are coachable but arrogant.
Do you remember the example you gave me?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What Kobe and.
There you go. Kobe and Kanye.
Yeah, Kobe and Kanye.
Kobe and
like
Kanye.
The best players are coachable but arrogant.
Yeah.
But you can't be arrogant if you didn't put in the work.
100.
If you put in your hours in the gym by yourself in the dark and you have prepared and you know you can take this shot because you have put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to tell yourself, I understand you guys think I'm this, but F you suck my dick, I'm not that. And I'm gonna show you I'm not that. And I'm prepared to make everybody suffer.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
And I'll make my whole teammates run.
Yep.
And I'll disrupt the system
Yeah.
because I have so much faith in my abilities, because I've put in the work behind closed doors. I have that much faith in my abilities. I'm going to prove everything that you're saying might be slightly inaccurate. And I'm going to show you what I can do. You have to be a special kind of person
To have that mindset. Yep.
because you're going against the grain, and it's almost disrespectful because your coach has written up a whole game plan and done the clipboard and done the whole. You have to be a bit off to say F the system.
Yeah.
But you can't say F the system if you haven't put in the work.
Yeah.
And you have to do it. It's this tiptoe line. You can't say F, and you
Perfect
can't
balance.
You can't say F it and just be arrogant, just be brazen with it. You have to do it in a way that's still within the system. So you can't just be rogue bandit. You have to be just coachable. But yeah, you said this. I'm gonna do what you said. But also watch this. You know what I mean? So don't take the word arrogant in the wrong way. Not arrogant like, you know what I mean? Just basically horse blinders and so much belief in your self-ability that you're willing to shake the table, basically.
This is a two-part question. What's the best part of your job and what's the hardest part of your job that people don't know about? Because everyone makes assumptions about, oh, it must be easy, it must be fun. But give us insight into what people don't know behind the camera and what goes on behind the lens.
I would say the best part of my job is not, for me and my mentality and the way I work, is not being monotonous or scheduled. My life is.
You enjoy that?
Yeah, but it's just it's nice to have variances and change up, and it's nice to travel. It's nice to, I'm a rap head. I'm a rap encyclopedia. I grew up on rap. So it's nice to also be a part of the culture that I genuinely care about. Like I'll do it for free. Like I really love music. You know what I mean? So it's nice to be paid doing stuff that I used to watch people do growing up. And thought, wow, that was cool when I was a kid. So it's definitely nice to be paid for your hobby. The hardest part about my job is probably dealing with is probably personality management and the hardest part of my job is probably personality management and just organizational structure and what those outputs are. So for example, I can do my very, very best, right? But if an artist is 4 hours, 5 hours late,
That's everything.
You're gonna mess up my shoot.
Yeah.
And it's my name going on the video. So the hardest part, that's an example, that's not the hardest part, but the hardest part in general is dealing with multiple personalities, whether it is I'm dealing with the artist and their camp, the record label and their camp, the marketing department, the legal department, the artist, manager, homeboys, homegirls, mum, dad, DP, director, editor. So I'm orchestrating every shoot on set. We're looking at, 40, 50, 60 people.
That's what I was going to say.
Everyone's got a personality, everyone's got an opinion. And how do you manage all those personalities
At the same time.
manage someone's budget? Someone gave you their money, a lot of money, to make their content. They are entrusting in you for their career. I am part of their well-being. That's a lot of responsibility. So I don't mind that responsibility, but that's a hard part, is managing the creative with the business and the personalities as well. So being a director, especially if you own your own company, is more than just, I'm a creative, I get to shoot shit and make cool videos. Like, you're dealing with people's livelihoods. So I could help or hurt someone's career. Like that. I mean, it's a big deal. It's not just play. It's a lot of money on the table.
I've been on one of your sets before, right?
Which one?
And I'm not sure, am I allowed to say?
Oh, Quavo.
Yeah. As you mentioned, there was a whole bunch of people there, right? And you've done loads of videos at this point. And I was wondering, are there any crazy stories that you can share from a shoot? You do not have to say who the artist is, right? But is there anything that's happened on a set or a shoot and you're like, I can't believe this shit?
Yeah, there's been a few stories, but if I try and articulate or translate it, it won't come across as that crazy if you're not.
If you weren't there.
Yeah, if you weren't there or you don't know like how tense stuff can get on set. If you haven't been on set and if you're not from that world, then you don't know certain things are a big deal. Like,
I think you've told me
like
about this.
whether it's like budgetary concerns or
Okay.
people lying production-wise, and like it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you're on set and you've got 10 people pulling you in different directions, I've had a few of those situations. But I'll say maybe, just shooting videos in Atlanta probably in general, and the amount of firearms people have around them is just interesting to me. Like, and it's not like personal handguns. It's like Call of Duty guns. Like they could kill an elephant from a block away guns. And trying to say, I'm just like, it's just interesting being from London where
You don't see anything like that.
where the straps are on the down low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas on set, it's like, okay, just like they could kill a whole hippo with these guns. So yeah, that's probably interesting, being in that work environment like that.
So out there somewhere, there's a young Dahlia, there's a young Daps, 10 years behind you in this journey, right? Give them a cheat sheet. What would you tell them? What would you give advice to yourself or a Dahlia that's 10 years younger, that's trying to come up in this game and needs motivation, advice, whatever it is? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, don't be lackadaisical. And I feel like the internet has given us so many routes and so many tools that sometimes the irony of having so much is that it's second nature to you, so you don't apply and attack and use those tools. So prior to having the internet, people had to forage and find and yellow pages and knock on doors. So necessity is the birth child of ingenuity. So, for example, there's a book called Guns, Germs, and Steel. And the book is giving its theory as to why certain humans in certain regions developed at other rates, at faster rates than other humans. So, for example, if you're living in Africa in caveman days versus living in Europe in the caveman days, Africa wasn't as cold. So if it's not as cold as a caveman, you don't need to build a certain kind of house. If Africa has no domesticatable animals, it's got rhinos and lions and giraffes, versus cows, you can't use those animals to plow the land. If you can't plow the land, you can't be a farmer. You can't be a farmer, you can't... And basically, the book is summarizing and saying, it was a race to become going from hunter-gatherer to farmer. And whoever got there first wins, basically. The moment you start spending your time hunter-gathering. Anyway, I'm going too deep into it. My whole point is this. Sometimes necessity breeds ingenuity. So the internet, there's no necessity anymore because everything is just handed to you now. So there's no, it's just so interesting now that you have all the tools in the world, people don't even know how to even use them. People ask me all the time, how do I, my nigga, go on google.com. Like, what do you mean, how do you? Go on Google, all the answers are there. Like every piece of information ever written down in human history is 10 seconds away. It's called phone. I don't understand. So don't be lackadaisical. The internet is your tool, it's your best friend. Every piece of information ever written down in human history, if it wasn't burnt in a fire somewhere, or in Gilgamesh epic, a flood came, it's in your hand, bro. Don't waste it. Yeah, don't be lackadaisical. The little things are important. Details are important. The little things add up to the big things. And that works two ways. It works one way in terms of don't put off menial tasks. Don't put off things that you think are small, because those also add up to the bigger picture. But another way it means something is that when you're focusing on a task, don't try and bite off a chunk out of the large task, because that large task looks so unattainable. It might put you off it. If you think, how am I going to climb Mount Everest? And you're standing back, you're looking at Mount Everest like, blood clot's a big mountain, boy. You know what? I'm never going to climb it. Whereas if you look down at your feet and the task is left foot, right foot.
Yeah.
That's your task.
Chop away slowly.
Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Doing left foot, right foot is way easier than climb Mount Everest. But it takes left foot, right foot to climb Mount Everest.
Consistently.
You know what I'm trying to say? So the little things matter. And you do enough of the little things every day, the big things take care of themselves. The big things aren't something you just click and it happens. There is no overnight thing. There is no, I'm going to be rich tomorrow. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. And if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It's not like, unless it's like you're trying to do jail time or you're trying to die, everything else is just time and effort. There is no shortcuts. There is no tricks to this. There is no, magic wand, yeah, so-and-so parents is rich and so-and-so. There is no shortcut. So yeah, the little things matter. Attack the little things.
There is nothing.